If you think the Grammy Awards had all the amazing moments in pop culture, you need to think again. Because some of the craziest, most unforgettable moments in pop culture didn't happen on a red carpet. They happened on a football show. Yep, we're talking about the Super Bowl halftime shows. From Prince turning a rainy stage into pure magic with Purple Rain, to Rihanna casually revealing her pregnancy mid-performance like it's no big deal. These weren't just concerts, they were moments that made history. With that being said, let's go through every iconic halftime show from 2010 to 2024. In 2010, The Who took the stage for a throwback halftime show, and man, it was all about the classics. They rocked out to Pinball Wizard, Baba O'Reilly, and Won't Get Fooled Again, giving longtime fans a full dose of nostalgia. The stage setup was slick too, with a big circular LED design and perfectly timed visuals that really added to the vibe. Now, while Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend still had that classic rock spirit, some people couldn't help but notice, yeah, the energy wasn't quite what it used to be. But still, it felt like a proper send-off to the classic rock era, right before the NFL started booking younger, more modern acts again. Fast forward to 2011, the NFL tried to shake things up with a more modern vibe. Enter the Black Eyed Peas. They brought out big names like Slash and Usher, rocked LED outfits, and threw in all kinds of futuristic visuals. On paper, it sounded epic. But things didn't go quite as planned. The audio was rough, the vocals were off-key, and the mixing? Viewers were quick to notice, and despite all the star power and high-tech effects, the show fell flat. It just proved that no matter how flashy it looks, if the sound isn't right, the whole thing takes a hit. Then comes year 2012. Madonna didn't just show up for the Super Bowl 46 halftime show, she arrived like Cleopatra on a golden throne. Yep, literally queen energy. She kicked things off with Vogue, teamed up with LMFAO for music, and brought out Nicki Minaj and MIA for Give Me All Your Lovin'. And just when you thought it couldn't get any bigger, boom, like a prayer, with CeeLo Green and a full gospel choir closed the show. The visuals, next level. Costumes, choreography, the whole deal. But of course, it wouldn't be a Super Bowl show without a little drama. MIA's unexpected hand gesture stirred up some controversy. Still, over 114 million people tuned in, making it more watched than the game itself. That's Madonna for you. In 2013, when Beyoncé hit the stage for Super Bowl 47, she didn't just perform, she took over. From Crazy in Love to End of Time and Baby Boy, she had the crowd in the palm of her hand. Then, boom, Destiny's Child reunion. Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams popped up from under the stage, and the trio gave us Bootylicious, independent women, and of course, single ladies. Iconic doesn't even begin to cover it. The visuals were wild, like that moment where a whole army of Beyoncés danced across the screen. And right after the show, the stadium lights literally went out. Yep, Beyoncé's energy was so strong, it caused a blackout. Okay, maybe not really, but fans had a blast blaming her. No surprise, it's still ranked as one of the greatest halftime shows ever. Bruno Mars was just 28 when he took on the Super Bowl stage in 2014, and let's be real, he absolutely crushed it. He kicked things off with a killer drum solo. Yes, he was on the drums. Then rolled right into hits like Locked Out of Heaven and Treasure with his super smooth band, the Hooligans. And just when you thought it was all soul and funk, boom! The Red Hot Chili Peppers crashed the party shirtless and tear it up with Give It Away, adding some wild rock energy to the mix. The setup wasn't flashy, but the heart, 100%. Bruno wrapped things up by dedicating Just the Way You Are to US troops. And yeah, it was a moment. With over 115 million viewers tuning in, Bruno didn't just perform, he made halftime history. Now let's flash back to 2015, when Katy Perry rolled into the Super Bowl, riding a giant golden lion. Yep, you heard that right. And from there, things just kept getting wilder. We're talking dancing beach balls, a massive 3D checkerboard stage, and hit after hit like Roar and Teenage Dream. Then came the surprise guests. Lenny Kravitz rocked out to I Kissed a Girl, and Missy Elliott popped up with a nostalgic medley that had everyone on their feet. Honestly, she almost stole the whole show. But let's be real, the real MVP? Left Shark, Katie's backup dancer who hilariously went off script and became an overnight meme legend. And just when you thought it was over, Katie flew across the sky on a shooting star while belting out firework. With nearly 119 million viewers, it's no wonder this show is still talked about as one of the most unforgettable halftime moments ever. Then in 2016, Coldplay kicked off the 50th Super Bowl with all the color and feel-good vibes you'd expect. Viva La Vida, a rainbow field of dancing fans, and that signature uplifting energy. But let's be real, everyone was waiting for the guests. Enter Bruno Mars with Uptown Funk, owning the stage again. And then, boom! Beyoncé shows up, unannounced, in full formation mode, rocking Black Panther-inspired outfits and delivering a bold, powerful message that had the entire country talking. Some people loved it. Others were definitely triggered. But either way, it stole the spotlight and sparked a national conversation. And yes, the Beyoncé-Bruno Mars dance-off in the middle of the field, legendary. Coldplay came back in to wrap things up with a warm, all-smiles tribute to halftime shows past. But let's be honest, that night belonged to Queen Bee and Bruno. Next one, in year 2017, Lady Gaga didn't just perform, she flew. She literally kicked off her halftime show from the stadium roof and dove onto the stage like a superhero in glitter. And yeah, that wasn't CGI, she actually did that. Behind her, 300 glowing drones lit up the sky in the shape of an American flag. Then she hit the ground running with bangers like Poker Face, Born This Way, and Bad Romance. Every move, every note, she nailed it. No guest stars, no flashy gimmicks, just Gaga, a silver outfit, some wild acrobatics, and pure talent. She even caught a football mid-performance like it was nothing. She didn't get political, but her message was clear: unity, love, and being unapologetically yourself. Next, in year 2018, Justin Bieber made a comeback. Timberlake's polished performance received mixed reviews. Justin Timberlake made his Super Bowl comeback with a medley of his hits Sexy Back, Cry Me a River, and a few more crowd pleasers. He had the moves, the energy, and a solid setup, but something felt a little too safe. The most talked about part, his tribute to Prince in Minneapolis. He sang I Would Die For You, while Prince's image was projected behind him. Some fans loved the gesture, a hometown nod to a legend, but others weren't so sure, especially since Prince had openly spoken out against posthumous digital tributes. Still, there was one unexpected highlight: Selfie Kid. Remember that wide-eyed teenager Justin posed with mid-performance? That moment exploded online and honestly became more memorable than the show itself. Technically, the performance was tight, but emotionally, it left some people wanting more. In 2019, Maroon 5 headlined the halftime show, bringing out crowd favorites like Sugar and moves like Jagger. They were joined by Travis Scott and Big Boy for some quick guest appearances, but honestly, the whole thing just didn't hit like fans hoped. And then there was the moment Adam Levine ripped off his shirt, which, yeah, got people talking, but not exactly in a good way. It sparked a lot of debate about double standards on TV and what's considered appropriate for live broadcasts. The performance itself, pretty underwhelming, but no big surprises, no big wow moments. Even now, it often ranks as one of the least exciting halftime shows in recent memory. After that, in 2020, Shakira and J-Lo lit up the Super Bowl stage with a halftime show that was all about Latina power and non-stop energy. From Shakira's insane dance moves to J-Lo owning the stage like a boss, it was a full-on celebration of Latin culture and fierce female strength. There were big moments too, like when J-Lo draped herself in a Puerto Rican flag, making a bold and symbolic statement. And let's not forget the cameos. Bad Bunny and J Balvin jumped in, adding even more flavor to the mix. Sure, a few critics called it too risque, But honestly, most people saw it for what it was. A powerful, joyful cultural moment that brought something totally different to the halftime stage. In 2021, smack in the middle of the pandemic, The Weeknd took on the Super Bowl halftime show, and he did it completely solo. No guest stars, no hype crew, just him. A massive stage, and one very strange but cool performance in Tampa. With COVID restrictions in place, he got creative, using the stadium stands, neon cityscapes, a robotic choir, and dancers with their face wrapped in bandages, all part of his moody after-hours vibe. Oh, and get this, he spent $7 million of his own money to make the show even bigger. The most unforgettable moment, that wild mirrored maze scene during Can't Feel My Face, which instantly turned into a viral meme. You've probably seen it. He wrapped things up with blinding lights and a massive crew of dancers lighting up the field in perfect sync. The 2022 halftime show in LA was straight up legendary. It was a full-blown tribute to hip-hop, starring icons like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. Basically a dream lineup. And then, surprise, 50 Cent showed up hanging upside down, recreating his iconic In Da Club moment and sending the crowd wild. The stage? A row of white houses, styled to look like rooftops in Compton in LA, gave the whole thing this super authentic West Coast vibe. Each performer brought their A-game. Mary J. Blige crushed Family Affair. Kendrick hit hard with All Right. And Eminem dropped Lose Yourself before taking a knee in honor of Colin Kaepernick. People still talk about this one. It wasn't just a halftime show, it was a cultural moment that honored hip-hop's roots and power. Rihanna made her grand return to the stage at the 2023 Super Bowl, and wow, did she make it count. It was her first live performance in years, and she literally started floating above the field on a platform, opening with Bitch Better Have My Money, rocking a bold red jumpsuit that instantly stole the spotlight. No guest stars, no gimmicks, just Riri. And she had the whole world watching. Then came the moment that broke the internet. What was that baby bump? Yep, mid-performance, fans started buzzing, and it was later confirmed Rihanna was pregnant with her second child, making her the first ever pregnant woman to headline a Super Bowl halftime show. Iconic, right? She ran through hits like We Found Love, Rude Boy, and Diamonds with that effortless Rihanna swagger. The setup was clean, the visuals were sleek, and her presence was unmatched. Usher turned the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show into a full-blown Vegas-style party, and honestly, it was everything fans hoped for. He kicked things off with Caught Up, instantly showing off his smooth dance moves. And yep, he even performed on roller skates. Legend stuff. Then came the surprise guest. Alicia Keys joined him for a nostalgic My Boo moment. will.i.am popped in for OMG. And to wrap it all up, Lil Jon and Ludacris helped him blow the roof off with a wild performance of Yeah. The whole thing was packed with flashing lights, quick costume changes, killer choreography, and that flashy Vegas energy from start to finish. But beyond the glitz, Usher reminded everyone he's still got it. With 129.3 million people tuning in, it became one of the most watched halftime shows ever. And honestly, he earned every second of it. Every year, the Super Bowl halftime show delivers unique moments, combining music, performance, and cultural importance to create a spectacle that captivates people all over the world. Which of these Super Bowl shows do you like the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates on NFL.